You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, we're going to talk about this Russell Wilson, Sean Payton situation because, my goodness, there's some tasty nuggets starting to come out regarding all this drama that's going down in Denver. Now, I said yesterday when I made the first video 5 hours before Russell was actually cut that I saw this coming, and I said Sean Payton is getting, I think, very close to benching Russell Wilson. 5 hours later, Russell Wilson got benched, and we talked about this way back in the offseason. As soon as Jarrett Stidham got signed, I said Russell Wilson is officially on notice. Now, one of the reasons he's on notice is that contract. I just never thought Sean Payton was going to ultimately keep Russell Wilson around because that contract is garbage under the circumstances. He was paid too much money. Now, the fly in the ointment this year was the fact that Russell was bouncing back some, and the Broncos sort of backed off when they started winning some games. But Greg Cosell, a guy who is, I think, the best dude to consume when you want to hear about actual game film and players being broken down on tape, came out and said, Sean Payton's offense is a timing and rhythm offense, and, well, Russell Wilson can't do that. Right there, that's all you need to know, right? It wasn't something he could do. And really and truly, Sean Payton, I think, did a pretty good job of, making lemonade out of lemons. Let's be real. So, Sean Payton's made some comments. He's taken some shrapnel over these comments. I don't know why. The other thing that's come out now is that Russell Wilson has known he was going to be cut. This is kind of interesting. This was not a surprise. The Athletic has now reported that he has known for almost 2 months he probably wasn't going to be here next year. And he got threatened to be, they wanted him to rework his contract. And they talked to him after they beat the Chiefs. It's pretty funny. That they actually came to him and said, hey, listen, we need you to rework your contract after you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. But that's what they did. They don't want to pay this contract anymore. That's all there was to it. So, Florio put this up just like not even an hour ago. If it wasn't already clear that the Broncos and Russell Wilson have crossed the proverbial Rubicon, a nugget buried in last night's article from Mark Maskey of the Washington Post removes any and all lingering doubt. Maskey reports that the Broncos, quote, previously threatened to bench Wilson for the rest of the season if he did not agree to rework his contract to address the injury guarantee. Maskey adds that one such threat was made after the Broncos upset the Chiefs on October 29. The NFL and NFLPA became involved. Wow. Per the report, which suggests that Wilson, not the Broncos, sought intervention. Ultimately, however, there's nothing the league nor the union can do to force a team to play a player. The Broncos have the absolute right to put Wilson in bubble wrap in order to preserve their ability to cut him before a $37 million injury guarantee becomes fully guaranteed. So this is absolutely about getting away from Russ and getting out of that contract. So Russell Wilson did make a statement last night. God's got me looking forward to what's next. Looking forward to what's next. So that's where he's at. Somebody will give Russell a chance. Russell was bouncing back to a certain extent this year. Now, he had too many fumbles still. But all in all, yeah, he's now got this sort of journeyman quarterback kind of feel to him, right? that if you're in between or you're wanting to bring on draft a quarterback and develop him and have Russell start in the meantime, yes. But is Russell Wilson officially down in that like $10 to $20 million territory now for a contract? Probably. All right? He probably is going to be viewed differently. Somebody will sign him next year, but it's going to be for a whole different kind of amount of money than he was getting with the Broncos. Now, so this came out. Wilson is expecting to be cut by the Broncos in March and has been aware that Denver was preparing to move on from him for almost 2 months, according to The Athletic. Denver reportedly reached out to Wilson's representatives following the team's win October 29th. So that's what we just talked about. But he's known. This wasn't a surprise. So Sean Payton made these comments. This is Barstool. And, I mean, Sean Payton's going to be as real as it gets. The reporter said it looks like Russ is taking the brunt of the blame. Sean Payton is stone cold.
It looks like Russ is taking the brunt of the blame.
Well, I get that. And yet I can't replace the entire offensive line. I can't bring in 5 new receivers. And if it continues over a period of time, then there'll be another guy here talking to you as well. This is something that, you know, these are difficult decisions, and obviously there's more attention when it's the quarterback who's under contract, but different than maybe, you know, earlier decisions we've made with maybe last year's prior starters. I can just assure you one thing, and honestly, and I've said this to Greg and George a number of times, I'm just interested in winning, and it doesn't matter how. When you do this, you know, for this long a period of time, that's all you're interested in, because there's nothing like it. And then the other side of it, you know, there's nothing like that either. So that's kind of what it is.
Okay, so that was his comments. And, you know, he's taking some shrapnel over these comments, and I don't really understand why. I mean, he's keeping it real. If he's not able to course correct the organization and the team, he's not going to have a job. And why is anybody surprised that Sean Payton was this sort of stone cold about it? Because, and frankly, I appreciate the way he put it, but he's a direct descendant of the Bill Parcells tree. I mean, Parcells wasn't exactly warm and cuddly, never was. So's Bill Belichick. Directly off the same Parcells tree. I mean, again, Bill Belichick, we're on to Cincinnati. I mean, you know, sit your ass down, Mac Jones. I mean, that's how Bill Belichick, you know. This is football. I'm shocked by, I mean, RG3 is out there talking about how dirty Russell Wilson has been done. I think he has, and I'll pull it up here while we're talking, but he's got 8 interceptions, but he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fumbles. So he's got 18 turnovers and 26 touchdowns. There's nothing wrong with his yardage. There's nothing wrong with the touchdowns. And he had 2 fumbles during the last game. All right? During the last game, at all the wrong moments while you're in a playoff chase. And he's going to make all this money next year. It was a rip the Band-Aid situation. We're getting out of this contract. I mean, we got a guy that's not a timing and rhythm quarterback, which fits my offense. By the way, Jarrett Stidham fits in his offense better than Russell Wilson. That's the thing. All right. Now, to a certain extent, I will say, do I think a coach should mold his offense around his weapon? Sure. But he doesn't want his weapon to fumble 10 times. and have 18 turnovers. You know what I'm saying here? So that is why Russell Wilson is not going to be kept. And those 2 turnovers against the Patriots to lose a game at home on national television while you're trying to get in the playoffs, that was the he's known it was coming, but that was it. That was a wrap. Sean Payton said, that's enough. We're basically out of the playoffs anyway. He's setting down. And he wants to evaluate Jarrett Stidham. I've got no issue with what Sean Payton's done. None. But the media is flocking to defend a guy today that it's weird. This is the very media that was launching bullets at Russell Wilson for I don't know how long, making sure that they broadcasted every soundbite where Marshawn Lynch and Richard Sherman were crushing Russell. I mean, and Russell's deserved to be crushed a lot. But now the media's out there defending him. I wonder why again. It's crazy. I mean, stop it. It was one of the worst contracts in the league, and Sean Payton was brought in by the Walmart owners to stop the bleeding. Simple. Tell me what you think. I think they got the right guy as coach because he made this decision, and it is what it is. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.